Welcome back to the Hustle Unfiltered podcast hosted by Kayla Serta and Jackson Mansuti,
where we dive into raw, unfiltered conversations about training, health and fitness while navigating the challenges of life and business in our 20s.
You actually have a coffee.
Yeah, I got to drink my coffee with my pinky up because that's how you drink espressos.
I feel like you always smash your coffee before we even get to the actual podcast.
Nah, usually I have an Iceland black, so it's like, feels weird with the table not being in front of us.
Yeah, I feel like it's better.
I don't feel protected as much.
Your dogs are out.
Yeah. Usually I get an Iceland black, I make an Iceland black. So then I sip on it during the podcast. So I get like the slow release of the caffeine.
Yeah, it's too cold for an Iceland black though today.
I'm about normal temperature now.
Yeah, thank God. Now that it's getting colder here, you're becoming normal temperature and I am not coping. I am becoming a frozen human again.
I'm still going to bed with no shirt on and boxers.
Yeah, to be fair though. And I'm glad we got that blanket because I don't have to wear trackies to bed yet. Because the trackies, I feel like that affects my sleep, as silly as that sounds. Because I feel very restricted.
Yeah, I can't sleep in trackies.
Or like pants in general, so I'm glad I can still wear shorts to bed.
The only time I'd ever wear long pants to bed was like year 9 camp. Because it was that cold.
No, I feel like you wore them in Melbourne last year.
Oh yeah, I was prepping, yeah.
So that was fun.
Yeah.
How was Melbourne?
It was good. As I mentioned to you, I did exactly what I did here, except I had someone to actually talk to back and forth with about the topics.
Not just me sitting there like, oh.
Yeah, for anyone listening, I talked about AI, business, bodybuilding, and cars for about 4 days straight.
And for context, he speaks to me about that stuff and I have no fucking idea what he's talking about.
Yeah.
80% of the time. I can understand a bit of AI, I can understand a little bit of bodybuilding, but like, not to your extent.
I also learned how to use ChatGPT on another level, which is really good. So for anyone listening, they're coming and they're taking over.
Like you sound like every other fucking
we're actually like
it.
so fucked.
I can't deal with that conversation. That conversation can stay between you and Jason.
Look, I will say this. I'll just say this. There was a point, like, he's obviously got his new mentors, right? And they have like 120 people in their mentorship.
Yeah.
And it's really cool the way they set it up. It's like brackets. So you have like a call for anyone who's earning 0 to 10K a month, 20 to 30K, and then 30K plus. And I think they're in like the middle one.
Yeah.
And they're in the call and the mentor goes, who here does this, this and this? And he just like, he's a bit neurospicy. So he just looks at them and goes, you guys had 12 months. And then the robots are coming. And it's just like dead set, looked at them all on the camera. It was like, you all have 12 months. It's like, if you don't lean into this, you're fucked.
I love that.
But yeah, no, it was good. We watched Matt compete. We got a few good sessions. I actually got some really good training sessions too.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was really cool was that I could actually keep up. I remember the first session we did on the Friday.
Yeah.
I was like, we did like my first set, and it was like Jason's like did his first set, and then I did my first set, and I did more reps than him, and he's like, fucking all right, bro. Is that the energy we're bringing to the session? So he made his fucking mission to try and outlift me the rest of the session.
Did he?
Nah, I kept up. I think the only part where he really did like outdo me was the shoulder press, but I've got like a terrible shoulder press.
Yeah, blame it on the terrible shoulder.
And we use that hammer strength one. You know, the one where you like sit back and you push behind you like that?
Yeah.
The plate loaded one?
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, it's fucking shit. Like, it's not a good machine. Like, we're being like nerdy and we're like, oh yeah, like the incline needs to be on like this angle and the handles
The
need to
hammer
be here.
strength or the prime strength one?
The hammer strength one. It's like you're doing a behind the neck press.
The only one I do like, because I remember when I was training at Pato when I had to do a machine, I like the Cybex one. That's the only machine shoulder press I will ever do. The Cybex one is so good.
Yeah, and honestly, the hammer strength pin loaded one at World Gym Moore Park.
The one that I've spotted you on.
Yeah, that's a really good one. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like the range of motion and the tension throughout the range is very consistent, and I like that.
There's something about doing a shoulder press with a pin-loaded machine just does not sound right.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It does not sit right. The plate or like a Smith machine and dumbbell, but yeah.
And then we went to another gym called Iron Hub.
Yeah.
Right up my alley.
Yeah.
It was like, firstly, equipment was like I'd probably say it's like, you know how we go to a gym and it's like the vibe's either really good and the equipment shit, or like the equipment's really good but the vibe's shit, or like something like that. It was the most consistent, like really good equipment, all Nautilus, like really good atmosphere, very good vibe. They were playing like hardcore, like hardstyle techno.
That's my box not ticked.
Even Jason was getting into it, and it was just like everyone was like in stringers, like everyone had sleeves, like tatted up. It was just like it was a good vibe.
Jackson dupes.
It was
around.
literally just like copy and paste me everywhere. Everyone was in TNs. It was fucking good.
What suburb?
I think it was in. Let me check. Hold please. 1 to 2 business days.
I asked this like I fucking know Melbourne.
Yeah, it was pretty far. It was like the other end of where Jason lives.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Carrum Downs, which is like.
Sounds far away.
Yeah, Frankston.
Let me have a look.
So let me just give you an idea of where it is in regards to everything. Yeah, so it's like where U Strong is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a lot of fun. I'm just talking so that there's no dead air in the camera.
Interesting.
Yeah, that was a really good gym. If we go, or not if, when we go back to Melbourne, like despite the hard style and everything, I do actually think you would really enjoy the gym.
Would I enjoy training legs there?
That we didn't do, but yeah, I do think so.
Yeah.
The thing that I did, but I don't know if you will like, is they have the same leg press as they do in Elite Fit Bali.
I liked that for single leg. I didn't like that for both leg. You couldn't like get your bum in the right spot.
So we had this conversation, right, where it's a blessing and a curse, because for anyone listening, like this leg press, usually a leg press is on racks or like on a carriage, right? But they're on the outside, so you can put your legs in the middle. This leg press had the racks on the inside, so you couldn't actually if you put your legs down, they're on like the carriages or like the rigs. But with that means that the range of motion and the resistance profile is actually better. So it's like you kind of can't get one without the other. But yeah, they had a pendulum squat, which was really good. They had the Jim Lecco one, which I think is really, really good. They had a few different hack squats, Smith machine. Yeah, I think you could do legs there. I genuinely think. They had the Nautilus hip thrust machine.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, the one that Pato has.
Yeah, I feel like, because whenever I would train elsewhere, it'd be on like a Friday or a Saturday, and that's usually a program where I need a hip thrust machine or a Smith machine, and they need to be
I think you would actually really enjoy upper body there too.
I know I can enjoy upper body at any gym, because I don't use all the fancy, or not even fancy, but I don't use a lot of machines for upper body.
Yeah,
like it's a hammer strength machine, which majority of gyms have, a cable machine and dumbbells. You can't really go wrong with that.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like with leg day, like for me in particular, I need to be specific.
These are the conversations we have about training.
Yeah. But I also feel like, because I'm a tiny human.
Yeah, for you, definitely being shorter.
Whereas upper body, I don't, there's
you
nothing,
don't
there's
need
not
to fit into machines.
No, it's a lot easier to adjust. Whereas legs, if it's not right, it does not feel good.
Yeah, but the good thing is that powerhouse that they're opening in Point Cook is going to be fucking crazy. But on to bigger news. Do you start prep next week?
I do start prep next week.
Shall we entertain that thought for a little bit?
We can. It's going to be a very fun prep.
How are you feeling about it?
I'm excited. I feel a little bit nervous.
What are you nervous about?
Just like it's a big goal. I feel like like any goal that you work towards or you're pursuing, I think it's good to have a little bit of nerves. So just a little bit nervous, but I'm excited for the most part. I know that this is definitely something I can do, even though I've never done a prep before, and I know that there's there's going to be more challenges compared to like a photo shoot prep or just a standard like phallus phase. But in saying that, I know that when I have a goal to work towards, I can very much lock in.
Yeah,
nothing will stand in my way, sort of thing. So I'm excited.
Yeah. Nothing will stand, including me.
No, I'm kicking everyone out of my way.
Yeah, I feel like if you're someone who's trained and you have goals, it's like get lean for the beach for the first time. Then it's like, oh, maybe I want to take it to another level and go do a photo shoot. And it's like we compete.
Yeah, pretty much. But I'm excited. It'll be fun. Big learning process.
So for the audience to shed a bit of education on this as well, what are the calories? What are your calories this week? Because it's obviously maintenance.
Yeah.
What are the calories next week? What are the protocols in terms of cardio and steps next week? And what's the game plan for the initial start of the prep? And what's the deficit of a percentage range?
So for context, last week I was eating 2,600 calories.
Yes.
This week I'm on 2,000 or like 2,100.
Yeah.
Next week will be 1,500.
Yes.
So it's a nice big deficit. And basically the plan is to go quite hard and fast at the start, and then like look at having a break in between, pushing again, break, push. And then the pushes shouldn't be as long as the first sort of phase of this prep. But to be fair, like the number is like, still sounds like a lot of food for me.
Yeah.
Like it's nothing I haven't done before. And like I've written up my meal plan for next week and I'm like, it's just like minus the hot cross buns, minus all the crumpets. Like it's pretty stock standard. In terms of like starting with cardio, I've got 3 15-minute cardio sessions, 10,000 steps. At the moment, I'm doing 8,000 steps and no cardio. So that's fun to include back in, and that is probably going to change. Like that's pretty much the starting point. Training still 5 days a week. And yeah, it's just changing the food, adding a bit more activity at the moment.
Yeah, I know Jason likes to push hard in the beginning, and then it's just like push, or like the way he says it, it's like dig, refeed, dig, refeed.
Yeah.
And then you kind of like, more time is obviously is better and in your favor in these circumstances. Like you want to be not ready before, but like cruising into it, not going hard.
Yeah. And with the changes, like potentially doing a show 1 week earlier than initially thought, we pulled the prep a week earlier so we could do that.
Yeah, awesome. Well, keep us updated with the mental frame of mind as we go.
Yeah, I feel like I'll be good.
I think you'll be fine too. Like, I think also just having the support system that you do, aka me, will help a lot too.
Yeah, no, I think I'll be fine. It'll be like, if I find myself struggling with anything, it just might be the energy. But I don't think I'll be like depresso, because
No.
what's there to be depressed about? You're getting fucking lean.
Yeah, that's true. You'll be depressed for a second and then you look in the mirror and you say, oh, yeah, that's all good.
Yeah, as long as I have muscle, that's all I care about.
Moving on to today's topic. So I just want to preface this by saying I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a therapist.
He likes to think he is sometimes.
No,
though.
definitely not. But we have had a lot of listeners, which has been great, and the support on this podcast has been phenomenal. So thank you, everyone. Now, most of it has come from Kayla's audience, which, shocker, surprise.
We love them.
But some of my audience has come along as well, and I do want to, or we do, sorry, want to also shed a little bit of the male side of this too. So if I do take over and talk a lot about the male side of things today, that's why. But overall, I think this can be applied to both genders.
I think both, and also like a lot of the girls that I have spoken to, they do have partners, they are in relationships as well, so I feel like it can also help them better understand perhaps their partner's point of view and things. And even one of the girls that we were speaking about, just like feedback on the podcast, and she was also saying that she enjoys hearing your side of your point of view on certain topics.
Well, shout out to that person.
Shout out Sophie.
But yeah, listen, essentially it's like mental health and like breakups, and how the gym can be sort of a vehicle for overcoming that, and how that, I guess for both of us, has really definitely helped. Like, you obviously did a photo shoot and like locked in post your relationships, and that obviously was a very positive experience for you.
Yeah.
Do you want to shed a little bit of light on that?
Yeah, I feel when you go through quite a full-on life change, like whether that is a breakup or any sort of event in life, I feel like people can either go from one end of the spectrum of like, okay, this is a really big thing change, and like, I can't handle this, I'm just going to stop everything completely and just go into a whole, whatever it may be, and like give up the gym, give up looking after yourself, all that sort of stuff. It just makes that whole process worse. Like, it doesn't make processing the situation any better. Or then on the other end of the spectrum, I feel like people take it too far and really go all David Goggins style when it wasn't necessary, when they could just keep doing what they were doing and just maybe fine tune a couple of things. And from my history of eating, training, all those sorts of things, I just knew that I didn't want to let that situation be a cause for either me going backwards and not looking after myself, or pushing too hard where it is more detrimental than actually looking after myself. So I just was like, went through my breakup, whatever. I was just like, I've already been through enough. This is not an opportunity for me to keep putting myself through shit that I don't want to go through. Like, this is my time to look after myself and change my life for the better. So I just took that opportunity by the balls and absolutely ran with it.
Yeah, look, I think for me, with my experiences, and like, honestly, the gym has always just been for me, and I think for most males, a place to instill confidence in myself. So I don't understand, or like I don't think it would make sense as a male if you're going through a breakup, when you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling, you know, a little bit down in the dumps, where you would want to then further that opportunity and entertaining that mindset by not looking after yourself and getting into the gym. Like, what better way to feel better than working on yourself and going to the gym? And personally for me, I've fallen in love in the gym the most in those circumstances.
Yeah.
Like, that's where I've really, because it just kept me honest. It doesn't matter how bad of a day I was having. It doesn't matter what sort of shit I was going through. It's like, I could walk into the gym and it was going to be difficult no matter what. And that allowed me to create a bit of a metaphor for life, where I could, you know, get through tough things. Like, I think if you put yourself in situations on a daily basis where you do difficult tasks and you put yourself in those situations, you can then apply that to life very, very easily. And it makes that situation of the breakup or the difficulty a little bit easier over time.
Yeah, I agree.
And you instill more confidence into yourself because you look better.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that.
Yeah, I think for guys out there who are going through those tough times, I think it's definitely a good opportunity for you to use that spare time that you probably usually would with your partner to go to the gym, look after yourself, meal prep, because you're going to thank yourself more in 3 to 6 months' time. Like, what would have happened if you didn't take that opportunity for yourself?
I would have been very depressed, very unhappy. Even that, like, I probably would not be in this position right now.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't have the business, the clients, I wouldn't have the relationship I have with you, I wouldn't have met the people I have met in this time. Like, I would be in a very, very, very different circumstance right now.
Yeah, especially watching you, because obviously we train in the same gym. Like,
yeah.
Watching you as well, you know, I think the gym can be a really good place to channel your frustrations.
Yeah.
And I watched that in you.
Absolutely. Those deadlifts saw some fucking things or heard some things from my brain. But it's when I walked away from those sessions, when I was going through those moments, it's like even in the sessions, like everything that I had been going through up until that point didn't matter because I was there to train.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, like, what was going through your mind in those days where it was like really dark times or difficult days? Like, what was the mindset or what was going through your head in those sessions? Were you thinking about the situation, or was it more so like, this is all that matters right now?
Look, it was helpful that I did have Cameron with me because he helped me not think about a lot of things. Like, he'd be like, you're here to train. Like, whatever's been going on, like, don't bring it to the session, which was good. And that also sort of started to learn not to have my phone on me when I was doing those sessions too. Like, before I'd always like check my phone and like do all those things. So I feel like that going in with no distractions was helpful. But also just like, this is an hour for me to do something for myself. Like, I've got to, if I want to do well in this session, I can't be thinking about X, Y, Z. Like, I have to give my attention to what I'm doing right now. And I think it was helpful that I was pursuing more of a strength goal as well. Because it's like, if I'm not concentrating, I'm not going to lift this and I'm probably going to injure myself. So it's like, I have to put all my time and energy into this singular moment. Otherwise, something good might not happen.
Yeah.
So definitely having that. And then also grateful that I did have Cameron with me. He was obviously coaching me at the time face to face, and just telling him like, look, this is what I'm thinking about right now. If I feel a little bit off, like, this is what's happening. And he was very, very supportive in that as well.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point of, whether you have a coach or you have a friend,
Yeah.
someone to train with probably during those times is a really good idea, because someone to hold you accountable to that standard of just being like, hey, we're not on our phone, we're here to train. Even just like take away the idea of like, oh, you're not going to make progress on your phone. Like remove that for a second and entertain more of the idea that if you're on your phone, you're probably thinking about things that you shouldn't.
Yeah.
It's like we're here just to be present for the moment and actually just like not worry about everything else that's going on in your life.
Yeah.
Because how are you supposed to make, I guess, or overcome problems and make progress in areas of your life that you're trying to work on when you're constantly entertaining other ideas or still dwelling on other things? Which I watched with you a lot. Like I saw it, I was like, okay, like when you were in those sessions, like even when I started talking to you, I was like, I'm not talking to Kayla. Like, stay away.
Yeah.
Because like, yeah, you were just completely present in those moments.
Yeah.
And I know for me, I've definitely lent on that as well. Like, I guess, during my prep, I wasn't really going through a breakup, but there was definitely some hard days in that. And it was like very much using Giannis or even yourself to just be like, I need someone here to push me. I need someone here to hold me accountable. And I think that can definitely be in the circumstances of the breakups and you're going through a rough time, to definitely lean on that as well. Take out the frustrations in the gym because, again, it keeps you honest and you can walk out of that session being like a little bit better, allowing yourself to attack that day a little bit better as well. Have you had times that I guess are not breakup related where you've just had a rough day and you've walked out feeling better?
Yeah, all the time.
Every single day?
Every single training session, no. Like it's very true if you've ever heard people talking about like, moving your body if you are feeling frustrated, or like why people get like the post-run endorphins, like because they've moved their body, they've moved their energy, all that sort of stuff. Like that's very much the case and that's very true. Like I know sometimes when I go into a training session, I'm not feeling 100%, might be feeling stressed, whatever. And like, even in those moments, I think it's the training session I don't want to do. But in reality, I actually just need to get off my ass and move my body and not think about the problems at that point in time and just have a healthy level of distraction. Because then it allows you to clear your head and go back to either facing the problem or going back into the day with a clearer mind as well.
Yeah, I think that can be used as a vehicle as well as to do other things too. So it's like, if you're having a bad day, right, and you're really in your head that day, you probably don't want to see your friends. You probably don't want to go out. You probably don't want to do anything, even though that's probably what the best thing is for you. Even if it means like, you probably don't want to meal prep. You probably don't want to do all these things. Whereas like, if you have that good session or you just show up for that session and you bring someone with you, they're probably going to say, hey, bro, or hey, Kayla, do you want to go get a feed after? Do you want to go to the beach? Do you want to go for a hot girl walk? Whatever it might be. It's like those circumstances can then lead to more things, which will, as a whole, just improve your quality of life.
Yeah, for sure.
They're the vehicles that we can use to help get there. It's almost like, for example, was saying to a client the other day, it's like, I want to stay on track, but I want to go be social. It's like, then go be social. You don't need to always eat. Like, that is the vehicle for the social time. It's very much like with us. It's like with your prep, we want to see your friends, your family, but like you're not going to be eating, but it doesn't mean you're taking away the social time.
Yeah.
So using that as a vehicle and just using the gym as that vehicle to be like, okay, well, this can tie into other areas of life because I'm going to bring a friend with me. I'm going to spend time with them and then I'm going to get a feed with them. And then, maybe I'll see them again on the weekend. And all of a sudden, you're starting to just turn your life around because of these things.
Yeah.
I think that's something that gets overlooked a lot. Like, how many times have you had situations where something just started out as a coach or a gym or something like that, and now they're your whole social circle?
Yeah.
Where has that happened for you?
Oh, good old Jason.
Well, even us.
Yeah.
Like, we met in the gym.
We met in the gym, and then because I've met you, obviously I've been connected with Jason, working with Jason, we went to mentoring, then obviously we meet people in Melbourne, and it's just like a little tree branch just going everywhere.
Yeah. and also just to like, I guess, bring that back as well, when you're in your past relationship, I guess, have you ever thought that was possible?
Like meeting other people outside of my circles. Probably not to this extent.
Yeah.
Like when I was training at the other gyms, like I had met people, I had my circle there, but it was very much like, I felt like I was very, I guess, like enclosed in just those groups. Like I didn't think I would be meeting people from Melbourne, from Queensland, and having a wider community like that to be around.
Yeah, I think it's very easy to get stuck in that mindset when you're in those situations as well. Like, you know, I know for myself, and I'm assuming for you as well, just based off what I know, it's like, you know, how many times have you turned around to me and been like, how the fuck did I end up with you?
Very, very frequently.
Not in a negative way.
No. I was just like, where did you come from?
Yeah.
I literally said that to Sophie yesterday. I was like, where the fuck did this guy come from? But we love him.
Well, like the thing is on that is, like in that moment of when you're feeling down in the dumps, stressed out, going through the breakup, or even in the relationship that you know may not be good for you, you're just like, well, how you think the idea of a different life or more is not possible, right? But then just by simply doing that one single thing where it was like you training at Paddo, you know, if you hadn't done that, none of this would have happened. You know, the simple act of just showing up to a gym day to day, you don't know what that will bring you.
Yeah.
You know, you don't know what just asking for that spot from someone might do. You don't know what, you know, any of those opportunities might do for you. So I think it's really worth showing up on those days and those times when you're going through a bit of a rough time. I know that's definitely happened for me. Like, I mean, obviously our relationship is a great example of that. But then even just like working at fitness first.
Yeah, the connections you would have made from there.
Yeah, like meeting the people I have and going through, like when I started there, it was a bit of a rough time for me as well. Going through a lot of changes in life, not really working out, not knowing what it was that I wanted. And then just like meeting all these people and allowing that to really further my career, but then my life as well.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, obviously Paddo too. When we get married, we can just say, shout out to Paddo for
We'll just get married in Paddo. On the mezzanine.
In front of the sign.
Yeah, that's our wedding photo.
But yeah, is there anything else that you would really cover on that?
I think the biggest takeaway from that and like the biggest piece of advice would be to keep showing up even on your hardest days. Because even though as much as it fucking sucks in that moment, like you're only going to feel worse if you don't do it. Like if you're only going to feel worse if you stop going to the gym. You're only going to feel worse if you stop doing the program. You're only going to feel worse if you stop the meal prep. And like, yes, it feels like your world is crashing down on you in that moment. But in order for you to get through that, you have to keep doing this. Yeah. Because like that's where you see I feel like the stories of people that aren't doing really well comes from them neglecting that stuff that made them feel their best in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah, I completely agree.
And that applies to male, female, breakup, fired from your job, like anything, like keep going.
Yeah. I definitely agree. I think look, it's obviously a fine line, right? Because I don't want to sit here and say, oh yeah, just like, you know, do everything sort of thing in a time when you can't handle it. But at the same time, like there is a point where you can push that stress tolerance a little bit. And, you know, I think we've said this so many times. It's like, you don't know where your limit is until you go there.
Yeah. But look, there's a difference between doing what makes you feel your best and like pushing it. It's like, we're not saying now go do 30 minutes of cardio every day, put yourself in a deficit. Like we're not saying do that, but it's like, if you have been training up until this point and you know it makes you feel good and you're going through a really, really stressful time and you're like, fuck, like I don't think I can handle going to the gym, but I also can't handle XYZ. Like, what makes you think you're going to handle those situations better? When you know in the past you have gone to the gym as a stress release, as a productive distraction, whatever it may be, for something that's maybe not been as significant as the circumstance you're in now, what makes you think you're going to be able to tackle that better by neglecting that? Yeah,
I think you have two extremes. You've got, like, especially with guys, like I see it all the time, it's like, yeah, bro, like I'm just going to go to the gym every day, blast grams of gear and fucking drink 500 milligrams of Monster a day. It's like, that is not smart. Like, that is not a good idea. But then you've got the guys who are like, oh, bro, I just can't handle this. Like, no, there's an in-between. Like, if you can't go every single day, go 3 times a week, go 4 times a week. Like
Yeah.
that's all you need in order to help you feel better. There's a difference between showing up to like be a competitive bodybuilder, and there's a difference between showing up to feel better. And they don't need to be the same thing. And I think if you are someone who's going through that, it's like just fucking show up on the days that you can get there.
Yeah.
And that's all you need. That was pretty insightful.
Very.
Should we end on a lighter note?
Yeah.
What do we have for us today?
Oh, I wasn't prepared.
Oh, come on, man. This is your job.
You were in charge for the men today.
All right, well, let's go your top 3 energy drinks.
Top 3 energy drinks. Ghost. Number 1.
What flavour?
Strawbango margarita. I haven't had that in so long, but it's such a good flavour. Ghost. I'd say 3D next. I do like the pina colada flavour.
Yeah.
And I like Monster, but it does not agree with my stomach at all. Like,
Someone runs to the bathroom after a Monster.
like I look 6 months pregnant after I have one, and
It must be like the artificial sweeteners they use.
yeah, I don't know, because I was having them at one point in the build I did like last year or the year before, and I just thought I was like big. I was a little bit chunkier, but like my stomach wasn't meant to be that big. And then like I stopped having those and everything went down. Like, okay, I don't think that's actually doing my digestion well. So
I remember that. You're like, yeah, nah. Like,
yeah, and because I was pumping the peach one at one point, even when I was doing my photo shoot prep, and I was like, I actually look fucked. Like, I don't feel good. And it was like 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, why am I on the verge of shooting myself?
I remember in like the peak week, Jason was like, we got to cut out Coke Zeros. Like, no energy drinks, no Coke Zeros. And I was like, damn, but okay.
Yeah, as you have like 10 of them a day.
In the prep I was, now not so much.
You're having like
improved.
7 lately.
Nah, not that much anymore.
Not before Melbourne, there was a few days was having 7 Coke Zeros. And I know this because
Why
we
you
would
gonna fucking out me like
we
that?
were going through so much Coke Zero. I've only been having 2 a day. And you were away on the weekend, and there was lots of Coke Zero still left in the fridge.
Cutting this part out.
No.
What's your 3rd energy drink?
Monster.
Oh, okay.
So Ghost, 3D, Monster. Because they're really the only energy drinks I've ever had.
For me, I would say I'm a big fan of the V, the blue one. The blue V. The light blue one. It's really good. Yeah, I'd put that in number 1, honestly. Number 1 for me, that's like my secret shame. And then I'll put White Monster 2nd.
Yeah.
And 3rd would be... Oh, I've had some energy drinks in my time. I'll say that.
I feel like you're more of an energy drinker.
Yeah. I do like the Ghost, the orange ice cream one.
Orange soda.
Orange cream or whatever.
I'll get the orange soda.
Yeah, I do like that one. I find the Ghost though like too sweet sometimes. Like they're too sweet. It's like, and because it's no sugar, you can feel the amount of artificial sweetener in it, and sometimes I don't like that.
It's funny though, because I like that their flavours aren't your typical flavours, because I feel like when I think of a V or a Red Bull, I just think of a vodka Red Bull. Like, to me, they're like drinks you have with alcohol.
See, I never drank vodka Red Bull. Like, I did every now and then, but it was not my go-to drink, so I don't really associate that with that.
Even though it wasn't a go-to for me, I just associate the two. Like, it just reminds me of that. It's like Beach Road Hotel vodka.
Sheaf Wednesdays.
Red Bull, yeah. Yeah, so I feel like...
Sheaf Wednesdays.
That's a gross place, that one.
What were you going to say?
No, I was just saying, like, those energy drinks in particular, I can't, like...
Yeah, like the V, the silver V, I can see that correlation. But, like, the blue V, I feel like is in a category of its own.
It's its own niche.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's wrap it up. I feel like that was quite a success. What do you give it? A 5-star rating?
Hopefully the boys give it a 5-star rating.
Yeah, boys, tell us if you enjoy this. I mean, boy, there's like 2 that listen.
Harrison, tell us if you like this.
Yeah.
No, if you are enjoying the episodes, we would love to hear your feedback on what you are enjoying, and if there's anything particular you're like, would love to hear more about X, Y, anything like that. Either jump into his DMs or my DMs.
Yeah, feedback is always welcomed.
Yeah.
We're not here to take part, we're here to take over. Conor McGregor. We'll see you guys in the next episode.